So, what does reconciliation actually look like after a hard fight? Is it just saying you're sorry? Is there more to it than that?
We teach, our household, each other, our kids, our church, that when you do say sorry, it's very important to say, I forgive you. That was something that's actually in our book as well. That, sometimes your words, can line up and speak into existence, and your feelings, your emotions can follow that, and maybe it's not there right away. But there were some times where I would say, I feel like this is more of a woman thing than a man, but I would have to say I forgive you when I'm still hurt and I'm still angry and I'm still frustrated. And so yeah, I would still say I forgive you.
Yeah, it was forgiveness that started first from a place of faith, then a
Mhm.
place of emotional support.
Mhm.
And I think not just that, but there's the saying, there's no sex like makeup sex.
Right.
And after a really strong conflict, when you've gotten verbiage that is supportive for one another, I think it's really important to also have the actions that follow, because it eliminates the enemy from playing in the background of your mind and replaying those moments. And it ends things in a place where, with your spouse, you share something with your spouse that you don't share with anyone else. You can have fights with other people, you can have reconciliation with other people, but there's a place of intimacy. The Bible calls it knowing, that you can have with your spouse that's completely different than anybody else. So I think it's even good to bring that in following conflict.
Mhm.
That's good. Now, I think some people feel that they need to know, especially if it's an issue that's happened over and over again, a hurt that's happened time and time again, that, okay, what are you going to do to make it different? How are we going to change it next time? Has that ever been something you've come across?
Yeah, we for sure have had things that we've, you know, hurt each other regularly. And I think that's where our Christianity steps in, where we give grace, not to the point where one partner is being abused, where it becomes an abusive situation and walked over or something. I'm not talking about those types of situations, but you a lot of times when we meet with people and they're in strife, it's over a course of years where they got there, and they're not going to get over it overnight, and they're not going to fix it overnight. And so you've got to give each other grace for change.
That, and there needs to be the understanding that repetitive behavior is also isolated.
Mm.
So the conversation of, okay, I'm sorry, I'm not going to do this again, also needs to bring in the other spouse to the place of saying, hey, if you see this happening, if you do this, I give you permission to bring it to my attention. Now, you may even have to help them with the language of bringing it to your attention, so it doesn't come across as nagging or anger and frustrated, and you spur a fight later. It may be like, hey, I want to change this. I desire to do that. I
Yeah.
need help, because isolated behavior will become repeated behavior. So when I'm doing this, will you say this? And when I give her the language, man, I can't be upset when she's using the language I've given her to help me stay on course in the place that we found agreement on.
Yes.